Today we are going to be talking about the different properties of water and how they relate to the real world. First, we're going to talk about how water is polar and how that creates some of the unique properties that it contains. Hydrogen bonds are one of the unique properties of water that it can do when it is polar. When a molecule is polar, it means that one part of the molecule has a positive charge and the other part of the molecule has a negative charge. Because the water molecule is polar, it becomes almost like a magnet. Because the water molecules are like magnets now, they are attracted to one another. This creates a hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bonds are what create cohesion because the water molecules keep coming together and are attracted to one another. Now we are going to be talking about cohesion and adhesion.
Cohesion is technically sticky because of the positive and negative charges of hydrogen atoms. They are attracted to each other so that they stick in clumps of water droplets. Cohesion is when water attaches to other water. An example is like when it's raining. When it rains, droplets fall. The droplets do not turn into mist because of the cohesive and hydrogen bonds holding the water molecules together. Adhesion is when water sticks to another type of substance. An example is like water being spilled on the table. Water will rest on a surface it touches. Adhesion forces are important because we would not be able to get our food from our plants because the water would not help the plants grow and thrive. The water would be able to go up a plant, which is called the capillary action. An example of adhesion is like the picture shown here. It is adhesion because the water is touching the roof. The water is going down because of the gravity.
If there is no surface tension, then when it rains, the water would not turn into droplets, it would turn into something like a mist. So instead of seeing water droplets, we would see something more like a fall. This is an example of what it would look like if water droplets turn into mist. The water droplets would turn into separate and individual water molecules.
Surface tension is related to cohesive properties of water, whereas capillary action is related to adhesive properties of water. You can see the capillary action in action by placing a straw into a glass of water. The water climbs up the straw. What is happening is that the water molecules are attracted to the straw molecules. When one water molecule moves closer to the straw molecules, the other water molecules, which are cohesively attracted to that water molecule, also give up into the straw. Capillary action is limited by gravity and the size of the straw. The thinner the straw or tube, the higher the capillary action will be pulled in the water. This is basically the same thing as water going up a tree. Capillary action is important to life because if this did not exist, then our plants would not get their water. If they didn't get their water, then we would not have the vegetables and the right nutrients we need to survive.
The cohesive forces between liquid molecules are responsible for the phenomenon known as surface tension. This enhancement of the intermolecular attractive forces at the surface is called surface tension. This interesting insect can freely run along the surface of a quiet pool. Its tiny mass and the geometry of its legs allow it to be supported by the high surface tension of water. These objects are also very similar to the interesting insect. They can float upon the water.
The water has a great enough surface tension to hold up the object. If the water had a less great amount of surface tension, then the object would fall down to the bottom of the cup.
Water isn't spilling over the sides of the graduated cylinder because of the surface tension that's holding it inside. I'll be describing the importance of surface tension to our life. Without most of us never paying attention to it, surface tension is always acting around us, everywhere and all the time, affecting our daily lives in a number of ways. In fact, it is surface tension which keeps the billions of our cells in our body functional, ensuring the proper organizations of their biomolecules, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids into membranes and various types of cellular organelles. Surface tension is a true fundamental property of water, making it an ideal medium allowing for life as we know it to exist. Surface tension arises from strong interactions between water molecules called hydrogen bonding. It is also the strong interaction which also manifests another unusual property of water. This is the works cited. Thank you for listening.